Hey Divas, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and today we are going to be talking about PCC. And the reason we're going to be talking about PCC is because my prediction has just gone out the nearest window. Well, Season 3, I expected this to be Rude versus Dillinger, given we had the Rude leak during the Fusion announcement at WWE SuperCard, but just blew my theory completely out of the water. Rude, I'm assuming, is going to be a Flash event or the Money in the Bank cards that are coming out next. A lot of people thought that we would have the Flash events. And Flash events, if you don't know what those are 24-hour, 48-hour events. Just literally, there's a PCC, bang. There you go. Now you guys go get the card. Last time I did that, the ranking was very, very high, and you actually got a pro immediately. If anyone got that card, the Roman Reigns card that was there, you actually got a massive stat boost on pretty much any other card that was in the tiers. Now, I don't even understand what direction they're going in the next couple of weeks, because they've now announced this, which I thought was going to be easily the most predictable thing you could do for a Flash event at the end, because it's the PCC that most people go for. If you've missed out on every single PCC this tier, then for this one, you'll come back to it. And it is the most competitive PCC as a result. And for those of you who don't know and haven't experienced this before, then here's a wake-up call. You're about to experience the Diva PCC. It's always been the case that this is the hardest PCC of tier, other than the first PCC. But the SummerSlam tier, the points have been really low for PCC, so I'm expecting this one to be at least a little bit higher. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, and I'm really surprised that they've gone with this again. I was totally expecting, if they did a Divas PCC, for them to do Alexa versus Becky, or if not Alexa versus Becky, at least I was expecting Carmella versus Nikki. And I seriously believe that there was going to be like a throwback Nikki or something that would have been like to her early days. But the fact of the matter is we have a PCC to take care of. Also, King of the Ring I'm about to enter the quarterfinals of. And one guy in there has completely screwed me over, which I'm not happy with. Anyway, huge shout out to the people in Team Spanker the Monkey. Spanker the Monkey. And I mentioned these beforehand. They helped me get Stone Cold Steve Austin last time, so thanks, guys. I want to go to PCC. PCC, Sasha versus Charlotte. And my question is, who do you think, before you see the rewards, is going to win this? And I'm going to say the rewards are not stacked for once, which is quite nice. It's not obvious who's going to win. A lot of people are going to go with Sasha because she's got the championship. A lot of people are going to go with Charlotte because it's an up arrow. Guess who's a down arrow? Asuka. So, we don't really know who's going to go for what. I would imagine anyone who's got a Fusion Asuka is probably going to go for Charlotte because of the tag. Anyone who doesn't, or just like Sasha Banks, because she is the face, even though, my opinion only, Charlotte is the better performer, just my opinion. There's so little separating them, but I like Bayley better than both of them. Now, we'll compare these to the Fusion cards in a second. I'd be really, really surprised now if there was no Money in the Bank Diva, and maybe this confirms that Season 2 is going to be extended a little bit longer, but you would expect that this would signal the end of Season 2. I'm not feeling it. I think there's another Money in the Bank in there, maybe some flash events. I'm feeling there's something. There's definitely something waiting. I don't think the Season 3 is coming out just yet. I still stick by my prediction that it's going to be the week of Survivor Series, even if that means we get a week off, just purely to level up our Money in the Bank contracts. People actually said on a stream the other day, what are you talking about, JB? Giving us a week off? Why would SuperCard want to do that? Surely they want our credits. Well, no. They have, in other games in my NBA and NHL SuperCard, done a 1 or 2 week break between events. And sometimes, in fact, even Season 2 is the best example. At the beginning of Season 2, they had no event. They just let everyone get used to the way that the game played. And then released Brock Lesnar vs. Undertaker as the first PCC. And I still, to this day, love the Undertaker card. Absolutely love it. I would prefer Brock, but I love the Undertaker card. We'll see why I don't believe this is stacked on one side or another. And let's explain. Seth frickin' Rollins is going to, which is on this hoodie. I love this hoodie, but I love it. As you would probably guess by the fact I've worn it for the last like 4 videos or something. Seth frickin' Rollins is under Charlotte in this PCC. And Seth frickin' Rollins was one of the first Road to Glory cards. It's not a pro for me, so I won't be going top 50. And to be honest with you, given I've got Vince now, two Vinces, I'm not going to go for the supports either. I'm more likely just to hang around maybe a top 500 or something. I'm not going to go ridiculously hard this PCC. But Seth Rollins was previously a single in a Road to Glory. Now that means that a lot of people are going to want to go for him as a pro, especially if they topped out at Rollins, given that Rollins is one of the best cards in the tier. He is actually second best in the tier. Only that, but combine the fact that if you look at both of the cards, Charlotte actually is a better card than Sasha Banks. As long as you level Charlotte in toughness, if there was ever a competition between Sasha Banks and the Charlotte card, in no way that Sasha Banks could beat Charlotte in a match in power, toughness, or speed, unless you physically leveled up the speed on Sasha Banks. Which I think a lot of people would do on Sasha, but they wouldn't do on Charlotte, just to make sure she's at a certain level. Unfortunately, with SummerSlam tier, if you put the tokens for your cards in power and toughness for Charlotte, it's always going to be the same result. So if Charlotte was to win, I would imagine a few people go full power and just then go to speed and charisma maybe, just to free stack up other cards. But against each other, Charlotte is the better card of the two. Sasha Banks, on the other hand, has a high level of toughness and charisma. I would probably do the same with her as I did with the other cards and not level up in charisma at all. Maybe just a little bit in charisma, but do the rest in power and speed to kind of trick some people into putting out Sasha Banks against Sasha Banks and then beating him in free stats. Under Sasha Banks, you have Kevin Owens. Now, Kevin Owens is going to be very popular because he was in the previous Money in the Bank. My only point about Kevin Owens maybe not being the first choice, and maybe Seth being the one that people choose more, is that Kevin Owens, probably people have got pros of him by now. There's a few people who won't have, but I would imagine that most people have got a pro of him by now. So unless they've got enough on from King of the Ring, going for Kevin Owens is probably not the right choice. And if people on the fence are probably going to go for the Diva anyway, so they're probably not going to be too concerned about the SummerSlam card. We go into the WrestleMania card. Rusev has recently been a Road to Glory the award, like an undercard. So has Roman Reigns. He was an undercard in WrestleMania at the very end of WrestleMania tier for Team RD. Keep going down. We go to the Legendaries and the Survivors. This is where I think the tide might change. Kofi has recently been an event and has been awarded beforehand, whereas Sheamus has been awarded several times, so people may pick him up from there. I don't think Sheamus has ever been, or that either of those have been involved in login rewards, so that could be interesting. I also wouldn't be surprised, by the way, login rewards wise, if you see a SummerSlam card as the login reward bonus. For next month, it will show up after, well, at the beginning of next month, so next Tuesday. I'd be very surprised the login reward is not a SummerSlam card. Legendary, people really aren't going to be too concerned about, but it's a no-brainer for Legendary is Brock Lesnar. So it is kind of, I don't know, I'd say it's more stacked on Charlotte's side. I'm personally going to be going for Charlotte because, as you know, if you watch the videos from previously versus the Fusions, I have an Asuka card. But talking about Asuka, let's compare the cards between Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Asuka. Okay, so we have noticed that Charlotte has a high level of power, high level of toughness. I would imagine that Charlotte 4 stats Asuka, just saying, just off the bat, and Sasha Banks probably 3 stats her. So yeah, as I thought, Charlotte beats her in 4 stats: power, toughness, speed, charisma. So the only way of Asuka you're going to be able to beat Charlotte is if you level up all in speed and charisma and put a little bit in power just in case the prop comes in. Whereas with Sasha Banks beat her in 3 stats: toughness, speed, and charisma. So that's another reason I would say why you probably want to choose Charlotte if you are going for the Diva, because it's going to be more useful against Asuka. Whereas if you have Sasha, there is a risk of you losing against her. So, and plus you got the perfect tag. I mean, come on, the perfect tag, if you get yourself a Fusion Pro, Jesus, it's going to be really, really useful. The question I have to ask is how relevant these Divas are going to be. And this is maybe why I have got a feeling that we're going to have a Money in the Bank Diva. I would maybe say an NXT Diva, maybe someone like, we could potentially see a Mickie James. I mean, that'd be incredible if it happened, but we could see a takeover themed Money in the Bank, which could be the reason why Bobby Roode was shown up, because we could have Bobby Roode, we could have Ty Dillinger, and then have Mickie James, who is going to be on the card against Asuka. If you had that, then that would explain 100% why they've got the PCC now. Another thing that came up, which is really cool, is the latest reveal for Season 3, which is a new logo which WWE SuperCard have put out. Now, I don't know what this means, so I'm going to show it on the screen to you on this side over here. And when I show it on that side, you're going to be able to see the logo in all its glory. Now, this was actually found during one of my streams, and I was really grateful to everyone who found it. With that new logo, I'm assuming it's going to mean there's going to be a couple of new designs for the cards, which you would expect anyway. Maybe they'll do an overall reset for the card designs, for the backs, and for everything else. We will find out more soon. I have no doubt of that whatsoever. But it is exciting times. DIVAS PCC, it's going to be hard. People are going to be grinding Money in the Bank like crazy. I am now going to do a prediction that the next Money in the Bank is going to be NXT TakeOver themed, which is going to be Dillinger, Rude, and my bold prediction is that Mickie James, or maybe another diva from NXT or something, I'm not sure. But that aside, hopefully we'll have the King of the Ring Awards tomorrow. But all I'd ask is pray for me, because hopefully I can get myself another SummerSlam card. Be nice with another diva, maybe a Diva Pro. No? Okay, fine, fair enough. If you can do hashtag pray for JB, that'd be very great in the comment section below. Jokes aside, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching. And there is but one thing we've forgotten, and that is to sleep!